The next time you go into a thrift store and think, man, these are some cheap prices, understand that the owner could be a serial killer. I'm Nathan.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Ronnie.
And welcome back to the Paranormal Bound podcast, everybody. You guys all right?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Trying to fight a burp.
She's trying. Just let it go right into that mic.
I know, that's what I was intending on doing.
Just a blah.
But
Well, how's everyone been since last time we recorded?
Very well, which I think the last show we did was just on our live.
yeah,
And I can't... What did we do the last thing on? I can't remember now.
it has been such a terrible week. I can't
Yes,
remember
this
either.
week has, it sucked the first day, but then it just became
Steady got worse. What time did you leave yesterday?
3:30.
Okay, so you weren't far behind me.
Yeah. Which, if you guys understand, usually on Fridays, we're out of there like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So a buddy of mine texted me at, I think, 1:30, said, "What up?" I'm like, working. He's like, "Thought you got off early." I'm like, I wish.
I know, right? Dude, I was whooped.
So the cold opening about the thrift store, we're changing it up a little bit. It's a paranormal story, but the paranormal story itself starts with a serial killer. And the paranormal side of it goes with his property called Fox Hollow Farms, which is creepy enough on its own, if I had to say. But this is the story of Herb Baumeister. And Rachel, I think you've got his early days and all that
do.
good stuff, so take it away.
Herbert Richard Baumeister, born on April 7th of 1947. He was the oldest of 4 children, born to Dr. Herbert Eugene Baumeister, an anesthesiologist, and Elizabeth Baumeister. The family lived in an affluent Washington Township area of Indianapolis. He had 2 younger brothers and a sister. His early childhood was described as normal. However, he had signs of troubling behavior when he was younger, antisocial conduct, trouble fitting in and all that. He had a fascination with dead animals.
As is most serial killers.
Yeah. Supposedly he had put a dead crow on a teacher's desk.
Do you guys think he just walked in like, "Hi, Herb, good morning," and he's like, "Hi," or was it just like, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't think it was anything like that. I mean, he looked like an upstanding citizen in his later days.
Yeah, but even upstanding citizens may have made a-holes of children too.
I mean, you're right.
He probably brought it in there, got there early, put it on the desk, sat down, or left and then come back.
Yeah, because you
or
would have
left
you would have looked like a total psycho if you would have pulled that out of your backpack.
Well, I mean, you are right. And what's even crazier is he supposedly wanted to know what human urine tasted like, and he wound up peeing on one of his teacher's desk also.
What?
That's a big F you to a teacher.
That
I
is
mean, this
nasty.
teacher is going
It
through
is.
some crap in the beginning.
How bad was she?
I know, right? Shoot, even the most terrible teacher I had, I never thought of doing something like that.
That's what I was just thinking. Like, I can think right now of the worst teacher I ever had. Yep. And I never once would consider peeing on her desk.
No. Or giving them a dead animal.
No.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know.
Like, you are going through some serious thought processes as a child, which if you can imagine what's going through the head of any normal child or any not normal child that looks normal, which is even more scary. Like, I don't know where the crow or the urine comes from, but does it get worse than that?
Well, that's all I can find on that at the moment. But after all this had happened, his parents took him to a psychiatric
ward?
No, took him to a psychiatrist, whatever. And he was diagnosed with schizophrenia and antisocial disorder or something. But they did not seek treatment. He just got a diagnosis and went on.
It was
Along.
one of those situations where the parents were like, he'll be fine.
Right. With schizophrenia, you'll be fine.
Which financially in the future he is fine, just not mentally.
There was that little puny burp. We're all having issues.
Yeah.
I'm good now.
Okay, so childhood we can say is messed up.
Yep.
Diagnosed with schizophrenia, that's not a good diagnosis at any age. But
That's not a good diagnosis to go untreated either.
that would have been in the late 50s when he got that diagnosis, or early 60s.
Yeah, late.
Yeah, late 50s.
I'd say late 50s.
He was born in 57, or 47.
47. I'd say in the 50s because he went to college in 65, but he dropped out.
I wonder if, medicine for different diseases changes obviously over the years, but I wonder what it was like in those times.
Lobotomize what women.
Well,
I don't know if they did that for schizophrenia though.
I mean, nowadays it's pills.
Yeah.
You know, you take pills and you try to function normally, but a lot of times schizophrenics will quit taking their medication. I think it makes them feel the type of way. I think it makes you feel like a zombie, which, if you guys know that feeling, it's not a good feeling.
No.
That's not coming from a schizophrenic point of view, by the way. But I have taken meds that were prescribed to me before that made me feel so down and out, not depressed, but you just feel like you're in a zombie state and it's terrible. You never want to take it again. So if the medication for schizophrenia feels like that, I can see why they continue to stop taking it. I mean, does it go into detail about his childhood after that diagnosis?
No, that's as far as it went.
All right, so Ronnie, what kind of adulthood did this character have?
Okay. Well, he got diagnosed with schizophrenia as a teenager, and he did not receive his treatment, right? Well, he got married. He met his wife, Julie Sater, at Indiana University, and they married in November of 1971. The couple had 3 children. Their marriage was strained, with Julie describing their sex life as relatively non-existent. His mental health, shortly after his marriage, his father had him committed to a psychiatric hospital for a month due to severe depression. Baumeister held various jobs, including a program director position at the Indiana Bureau of Motor Vehicles, where his behavior was noted as both hardworking and eccentric. He was fired from the BMV in 1985 after urinating on a letter to the governor. So this man has urinating problems.
Wow.
Sounds like a little bit like R. Kelly.
This man is R. Kellying a lot in his life.
Yeah.
So urine, for some reason, is a very high point in his thought process. I'm going to pee on my teacher's desk. I'm going to pee on a letter. Did he mail this letter right after that?
I mean, I think...
You may have said he did.
No. It don't say nothing about that. I haven't found nothing about that.
That is not a form of communication. Like, I'm not dogging on the people that enjoy that type of lifestyle, but
No, thank you.
this, it's not just,
Golden showers are only cool if both parties are into it.
yeah, if it's just, so fellas, if you're married out there, or ladies, if you're married out there, if that's your kink and it's not your significant others, don't bring that up like that.
Don't ever ask me to do that. That's not my thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like,
I did.
I mean, it's cold out and it's
I'll make you
warm,
do it
but
now.
it's not that type of party. So, okay, so
His
continue.
business ventures. So after working in a thrift shop, Baumeister borrowed $4,000 from his mother to open his own successful Save-A-Lot thrift store chain in 1988. The family later moved to the affluent 18-acre Fox Hollow Farm estate in Westfield, Indiana in 1991. While presenting as a respectable businessman and family man, Baumeister had led a secret life, frequently gay bars in Indianapolis and luring men to his home. Police believe he promised his victims sex, drugs, and alcohol at his home. He is suspected of killing at least 25 men in the mid-1980s to mid-1990s, with remains found primarily buried in the woods behind his property. That is insane.
And
for him to be married and she had to know.
I wonder if he was actually like having sex with these men then killing them.
Or if he was ashamed that he was gay.
Right.
So he would get his pleasure and then he would murder him.
Right. There's another. Who was it?
Dahmer was gay as well, but he wasn't ashamed of it.
Who was it? Dahmer. There was a.
Gacy was gay too. John Wayne Gacy, he was gay. Mm-hmm. He was hiding it though.
Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking it was Dahmer because okay.
Dahmer was perfectly fine with it. He would tell the on a side note, one of Dahmer's victims got away from him one night, and it's that story that everyone knows that he drilled a hole in this kid's head.
Yep.
The kid got away, and the cops found him and said, "Hey, he's my partner. We're having a lover's quarrel," and they walked him back to the apartment.
And a woman reported it also, and and she said that's a child, and they didn't question it further.
Yep. So it seems that Baumeister was ashamed of it as well, just like Gacy was.
What year was Dahmer?
80, in the mid to late 80s, I believe.
So I wonder if he was trying to like copy Dahmer.
Dahmer didn't get caught until the early 90s because he was still in the large because my mother had told me that we were living in Milwaukee at one time when I was really, really young during the time that he was there. Like, they knew murders were going on, but they didn't know who it was yet.
So I wonder if he was before or after. If he was during or after, I wonder if he was trying to mimic Dahmer.
Well, at that time, I don't know if he would have known who Dahmer was.
Well, he would have known that the crimes
that were going on.
Yeah. Well, no, that's a different thing too. So I'm guessing my mother was saying that kind of like in the past tense or the future tense or something because they didn't know about Dahmer's killings until they caught him. They were all in
that's true.
So Baumeister at this point is rich. He owns multiple businesses and he lives on a giant property. Like, I've seen the photos of this place. It is massive. And there is still to this day, they didn't pull out all the victims that he claimed to have killed. They never found some of them. So there are still bones hidden. That's why they believe that the property is haunted.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I absolutely believe it.
I do too.
Wow.
The stories that I'm about to tell you guys here in a little while, after Ronnie gets done, you'll think it's haunted too.
I absolutely believe it's haunted.
It would have to be.
There was so much trauma, like the trauma that comes after you. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deep dive these murders.
So in the investigations and the discoveries, the investigation began when a confidential source who survived an encounter with Baumeister provided police with key information. Authorities sought to interview Baumeister, but he refused. The crucial turning point came when his son found a human skull on the property. Baumeister claimed it was a medical skeleton from his physician father's practice and buried it again.
I mean, that's a good lie.
That is a pretty good
the red
lie.
flag is why would you bury it?
Well, out of respect.
Well, I mean, back in the day,
those medical skeletons were real skeletons.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
Facing a failing business during his divorce, his wife filed for divorce in 1996 and allowed authorities to search the property. Before a warrant could be served, Baumeister fled to Canada on July 3rd of 1996. He died by suicide in a park near Lake Huron, leaving a suicide note that mentioned his failing business, but made no mention of the murders. Investigators recovered over 10,000 charred and crushed bone fragments from Fox Hollow Farm, making it one of the largest unidentified human remain cases in the U.S. Efforts to identify all the victims continue to this day, though advanced DNA technology, the Hamilton County Coroner's Office encourages families with missing male relatives that they form a DNA, or they submit a DNA form. So
Wow.
That's crazy.
that's got to be haunted, man. Over 10,000 is what they recovered.
Fragments, yeah.
Yeah, fragments.
I
There,
wonder
he
how many
could have
people he
had.
killed.
Well, I mean, I think he admitted to somewhere in the lower 20s, but it could have been. I mean,
He
it's
could
like,
have admitted if he was dead.
yeah, true.
How do you sleep at night?
He doesn't. He killed himself.
I mean, but
I mean, they
after
say serial killers don't have empathy.
Right.
Like, it was almost like they weren't born with it. Because Bundy had a completely normal childhood. They always point to the childhood as, where it all started. Bundy, he had a normal childhood. And to the day, up until the day that he was executed, this is Ted Bundy, his mother still believed he didn't do anything.
That's crazy. Didn't Bundy admit to it, though?
Bundy admitted to, well, he was convicted of 14 murders and gave the death penalty, but he basically alluded to the fact it could have been in the hundreds.
Shit.
There are still bodies out
But he
there.
admitted he killed people, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and his mother just don't believe it.
Well, it actually, after I think Bundy admitted to a bunch of murders, I think he admitted to over 20, but they could only convict him on the 14. But it was a bite mark that got him put in prison.
Wow.
It was after he escaped the first time and killed a bunch of sorority girls. But yeah, we could dive into him on another episode. But all right. So for those of you wondering at this point, is Fox Hollow Farms haunted? Without even hearing these stories, I believe it is 100%. Because and this first story I'm going to tell, the red shirt ghost is what it's called, documented by multiple witnesses. So, one of the most repeated encounters involves an apparition of a man wearing a red t-shirt. The Graves family reported this figure walking past the second floor hallway, usually from the right to left as it's heading towards the stairs. When they try to follow him, he vanishes around the corner. Two separate visitors described seeing the man, and one said he looked confused, like he didn't know where he was. Many believe this is the ghost of Alan Bouchard, a victim who was last seen alive in the home wearing a red t-shirt. The man standing by the pool, seen by the owner, tenants, and investigators. The indoor pool room is infamous because some victims are believed to have been killed there. Actually, I think 14 of them were believed to be killed in the pool, near the pool.
Wow.
Tenants renting rooms in the house reported a shadowy figure standing perfectly still at the deep end of the pool, which would make me piss on myself. No pun intended there. A pale man with dark, wet hair staring into the water. A figure walking behind them, but nobody physically there. One tenant claimed he was walked past in the room and saw someone drowning, thrashing in the pool. He ran to help. Nobody was in the water. The room was silent. And as you can imagine, he moved shortly thereafter.
Wow. That is crazy.
Now, the woods is where it would get very interesting. And investigators claim they hear a lot of whispers in the woods. Whispering voices behind them, a male voice saying, "Hey," or "Stop," Soft crying, which is sad on its own. Footsteps pacing in sync with theirs. A cold gust on the back of the neck. During an investigation, a man asked, "Is anyone here?" And then an EVP recorded, "Don't go."
Oh, they wanted help, I'm sure. Probably scared out there.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a few more. The running.
Drowning ones, that would scare me because, like,
That's some people's biggest fear is drowning.
yeah, I dream about that often.
Yeah, multiple people have reported a terrifying physical sensation in the pool room. Sudden chest pressure, which comes from drowning. Inability to breathe, also. A feeling of being pushed underwater. Tightness around the throat. So that could simulate the fact that he could have killed some of his victims by grabbing their throat and holding them under.
Yep.
Which I remember hearing in one of the things. The voice on the recorder. In the basement storage area, a paranormal team captured an EVP session that became famous in the Fox Hollow community. A man asks, "Is someone down here with us?" The recorder responds with a whisper, "With us?" Another investigator said he heard his own name whispered back to him in a mocking tone. He refused to go back inside the basement. Okay. The Bone Fragment Guardian. While cleaning old brush by one of the burial sites, the owner felt a sudden and overwhelming feeling of being watched. He heard branches snapping behind him. When he looked, a solid black figure stood between the trees for several seconds. Then it walked backwards into the woods and disappeared. The owner said it wasn't an animal, it was person-sized, and it was a shadow. And he knew for a fact that he saw it. Now, there's a story that I'm not finding on here, but I heard something on a podcast or a storytelling website or something like that, something on YouTube. It was a story that a lot of people believed that Herb himself is haunting the property because there was a very, very evil spirit they believe is inside the house. I mean, Herb dies. I'm assuming he goes there. Where did you go? Did it tell where he died at?
No, I didn't even think to look that up.
We know he killed himself, but where?
Hold on.
Because, I mean, if I would want to believe if he killed, let's just, for sake of the story, let's pretend he kills 33 people. And he killed them all on this farm. I would bet money that he is haunting this property.
Pinery Provincial Park, Canada.
So he made his way to Canada and killed himself in another country.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I said that.
But
Damn
for the
coward.
spirits that are, trapped there supposedly, I would hate to be there with the man that murdered me.
That doesn't seem fair at all. Either.
No, it doesn't.
Like you're trapped in the same place you were killed at with the man you were killed by.
Right. That would, I don't know.
Did it say how he
It would
killed
feel like
himself?
hell.
Do it.
Oh yeah, he shot himself in the head with the .357 Magnum.
That would do the trick.
Yep.
The man with the red shirt story is the one that really gets under my skin because it was I want to say there are photos out there that was taken by Baumeister when he lived there. I don't know that for a fact, but I want to say there's a photo of a man with a red shirt that would end up being one of his victims. And that's the man that is still there to this day. And I'm willing to believe the people that haunt these grounds now are the bones they haven't found. Because the bones they found, they took away.
Yeah.
But the ones they didn't find, they're kind of just stuck in the same place forever.
Yep.
But that's saying we are assuming that we know what happens with spirits after they die. Like,
Yeah, those
they
are
might
assumptions.
stay where they are. They might go back and forth.
Well, didn't Ghost Adventures do like they locked in for a night at Fox Hollow Farm?
They could have been the ones that done it. I'm not
I'm
sure.
pretty sure it was Ghost Adventures.
Because
Freaking Zach Baggins, of course.
it's owned by someone else now. It's gone through the hands of like 3 owners. since it all happened, I think. But it's a giant property. I mean, it's big.
Yeah, I was saying it was what
14
18.
acres.
I was saying 18
18
acres.
acres, yeah.
Like, well, it's a big, and the house is huge too. The house has been remodeled to an extent, though. It doesn't look exactly as it did back then, but it's still. I think they left the outside alone. I think it's just the inside that's been remodeled.
And for him to kill all these people with a wife and kids at home, like that's wild.
Yeah, but the pool house was obviously on the ground floor, and it, from what I heard, it was, or from what I've seen and heard, it was the pool house itself is pretty far from the main house. It's attached to the house, but the house is so big.
I wonder how many square foot it is.
And I want to say that I heard that his wife and kids were not there when he committed murders.
I wonder where they would have to be gone a lot if he killed a lot of people. I mean, she was supposedly like a stay-at-home mom. She didn't, well, until they bought that retail store.
Didn't they get divorced at some point or separate?
Yeah, they divorced.
I think the killing was during that divorce. She wasn't even there.
I
The
don't
kids
know.
weren't even there.
That's a lot of people to kill.
Yeah, I don't think you could pull that off with everyone at
See,
home.
she probably didn't file for divorce till in the late 90s, or in the early 90s, though. And if it had started in the mid 80s, they were definitely around for some of them. Gotta be. I don't know.
I wonder how fast it was when she found out everything that she sold the place.
Well, see, she still lived there whenever her son found the skull, or human bones.
He might not have been killing them at home at that time, killing them somewhere else and bring the bodies back home.
That's a good point.
He started his killing sprees apparently around June of 1980.
Okay.
And he got married in 1979.
And you gotta think this was a gay man too. Like the
wonder-
wife was just the everyone look at me, I'm normal.
Yeah. Is that woman still alive?
If she is, she probably changed her name.
Probably.
I'd change my name.
I wouldn't want to be associated.
I don't know this for a fact, but just from watching the Dauber series on Netflix, y'all watch that? Keep it. Don't let anyone else in the room when you do, if you do. But Dahmer had a little brother. I don't know if it's true or not. It was just in the TV show. I think I looked it up later. But after all that came out, the little brother changed his name, and no one knows who he is now.
I don't blame
Like,
him.
he did not want to be anything to do with that.
I wouldn't either.
Like, straight up disappeared off the map. No one knows who he is. But you got to think, he's out there still, and he has to deal with that.
Oh, he would just dump the bodies along the interstate instead of after.
Who?
Dahmer?
No.
Baumeister?
Baumeister,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, he was dumping bodies.
Along the interstate. And then after he moved to his 18-acre farm is when he started burying them there.
Oh shit! So there's a lot more than 25. If he was dumping bodies, oh yeah, there's a lot more than 25.
It was Interstate 70 in Indiana to Ohio.
God.
That's probably a haunted interstate down through there.
I've been down that interstate a few times.
How does that make you feel, knowing there were dead bodies?
Disgusted. But, I mean, how many times have you guys been hiking through a national forest and thought, there are probably dead bodies out here?
A couple times. Or at least it's like spirits out there.
Yeah.
Something's out there.
That's terrifying to me.
Well, a lot of people go missing in national forest.
It's the simple fact that, there's so many bad things that happen to other people so close to you in proximity.
Dude, I'm telling you, the real monsters are humans.
Yeah.
It is sick what people are capable of.
I mean, there's plenty of argument to be made for cryptids and all this other stuff, but real human beings are real monsters.
Yep.
Like, it's terrifying to think about. And once you actually start going down the rabbit holes, it's even more terrifying.
Yeah, that podcast I've started listening to, man, it's sick what people can do to other people.
Is it the one that you were listening to, Darren Hellweek?
Yeah, it's the one I listen to it every day, and it covers a variety of
We
things.
won't get a strike if you want to call them out.
Oh, well, lights out. It keeps me entertained all day. Great podcast.
Yeah, guys, go check out Lights Out Podcast. I believe they're on Spotify, YouTube, and probably everything else too. They're a pretty
I
big
couldn't,
podcast.
well, I didn't look them up on Patreon, but I say it's a great podcast.
And while we're shouting out, guys, go check out the channel What Lurks Beneath. I was able to talk to the guy a couple of times on Instagram, and he gave me some good pointers for this podcast. So go check out What Lurks Beneath on YouTube. I don't know if he's on Spotify or not, but yeah. So, I mean, I don't think Baumeister is on the top tier worst of the worst list, but
We really don't
was
have.
murdering for 16 years.
And we don't know how he was murdering these people either.
Well,
Is there any information, stories?
there was the only one that I remember right offhand was I think there was one guy that he had by the pool, and he would choke him out, and as soon as he would come back to life, he would choke him out again. He kept letting him die and then come back, die and come back. And I think it was because he was in love with the idea of seeing someone die, and he wanted to keep reliving it,
That's insane.
which is horrifying.
I wonder, did he have any survivors? I mean,
I don't believe he did.
he often strangulated his victims after luring them to his home.
so it's just strangulation. Okay.
Which, from what I've read, is a slow, very painful.
I would hate to be
I have-
smothered, strangled, just not able to breathe.
Your vision goes out, and then your hearing will go out. That's how far I've gotten to.
Yeah, there's a scene in a horror movie. I think it's. Did you guys watch the Ouija movies? Mm-hmm. Did you watch the second one?
The one with the girl that hung herself in the upstairs.
No, that's the first one.
Okay, well then I don't think I watched the second one.
The second one, there's a scene in it where the youngest girl in the house gets possessed by the demon that's in the house, and while she's possessed, she tells this guy that comes over. She's like, I can't fully remember everything she said, but she's like just little happy little girl. She's like, have you ever, do you know what happens when someone gets killed by strangulation? And she tells him the whole damn process, and he's just dumbfounded. It's freaky. And like, it's a, Rachel, I wouldn't recommend you watch that movie, but Ronnie, you would like it. Rachel does not do well with horror movies.
No, I'll go ghost hunting every day of the week, but when it comes to sitting down and watching theatrical possessions, no, absolutely not.
We attempted to watch, what was it, Smile 2? And
Dude,
Rachel the whole time was like,
I wasn't.
she had her hat down and she was just like, no.
I can't stand it. I hate jump scares.
So, yeah, it was, yeah, I don't know. Like, we haven't really talked about serial killers much, and like I said, the only reason we did with this one was because there's some paranormal stories attached to it. But I mean, I don't think certain, like, Dahmer's apartment building was tore down not long after he got caught, but there's a memorial park there now.
Didn't Dahmer help solve another serial killer case, or was that Bundy?
I
I think it was Dahmer. I could be wrong.
know what you're talking about, but I can't remember what serial killer did.
It was the Zodiac he helped with, wasn't it? But the Zodiac was never caught.
No, Ed Gein was the one that helped catch another killer.
Was it?
I think.
Ed
Gein helped catch Gacy, I believe. And I only know that from the TV show on Netflix. So.
It was Ted Bundy.
It was Bundy that did?
Yeah, and he helped him catch the son of Sam, David Berkowitz. I listened to
Son
a
of
podcast.
Sam,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a wild one.
Rakowski, I think.
We'll have to hit that on another podcast.
Which, fun fact, Rachel, and we're not going into this conversation here on the show, but you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you hear it. Ted Bundy preferred to represent himself in court. If you know, you know.
Yep.
Which Ronnie will fill you in on that after the show. But do you guys have anything to add on this crazy, nasty story filled with urine?
No. Just that I'm glad that he isn't doing that anymore.
Well, I hate that he took the easy way out in the situation. I wish he would have been caught.
Yeah. We could have.
Well, depending
Witnessed.
on what you believe, he is getting what he deserves.
True.
Definitely.
There's certain places in hell for,
Oh, yeah. I fully believe that. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show tonight on Herb Baumeister. And check out another video. We're about to do a conspiracy video after this one, so check that out.
Are we doing
And
that on our new podcast?
yeah. Yeah.
Death Before Decaf. Check it out. We're just getting started
Yep. Death
with our
before
little 2
decaf.
followers.
No, it's 1 now.
Is it just me now?
I think so.
Oh, man.
Because, guys, my personal channel got taken off YouTube the other day, and that was one of the subscribers.
You hit a nerve with
I
somebody.
hit a nerve with somebody. I'm not sure. So we're gonna, go over the rules and everything to make sure we don't get taken down. But yeah, and guys, go check out our TikTok. Ronnie won the contest by getting over 1,000 followers before any of us.
And I did.
So yeah,
104 on Facebook.
we're still only just above 700 on YouTube. So please share this video with all your friends. Get them to subscribe. Because as soon as merch starts coming in, we're going to start giving shirts and hats and all kinds of stuff away for just nothing, just to try to grow the channel, guys. Get free merch, and we don't
Yeah.
give bad merch. We give good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, we care about our fans. And
Yeah.
We love you.
Want you to be comfortable and looking fly.
Just like this.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm Nathan,
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Ronnie.
and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Cut.